What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We have for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, of course. The Brett Man's right over here, and Chris is right below us. We're going to be reviewing James Gunn's new Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, I should say, here today. We're doing a spoiler review for the movie. Just came out last weekend. So if you have not seen the movie yet, be sure to check it out before you watch this, because we're going to dig into spoilers in this review and just have an open discussion on it, if you will. So you've been warned. So it's going to be a good time. We're looking forward to getting to it. Of course, this is a 2021 release. If you want to see some of our other new release videos, we'll put a link for that over Brett's head. And I'm excited to get into this one, man. It was a lot of fun. What do you guys pumped or what?
Man, I'm more happier than Harley Quinn living the high life in the middle act of the movie.
Hell yeah, buddy. I'm happier than a shark humanoid with a bunch of new friends.
I'm happier than getting splooged on by the angels. But anyway, it's going to be a good time. Again, spoiler discussion here. So yeah, let's get into some of this stuff, man. What are you guys thinking?
Oh man, well, can I say real quickly, I am more happier than a beach island full of dicks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But even that line was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good one. Suck every dick on that beach.
If
this has a whole bag of dicks,
I'd eat every single one of them just to. Well, yeah,
just a cheap piece. Great. But man, it's great. But no, are we ready to go?
Yeah, man. So I think, just in a nutshell, this thing is this is the child of Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's kind of the vibe I got from it. Mm-hmm. If that child were to have a Sylvester Stallone accent, so I think that's kind of what we're working with here.
Num num,
num num.
Han. Yeah, that was easily my favorite bit, as we'll get into in a little bit, I'm sure. But yeah, man, I think that this was. I went into the last Suicide Squad completely hyped up. I really thought that it was going to be great. I was even excited about Leto's Joker. And, obviously it was a huge letdown. In fact, I would go as far as to say that it was one of the worst theater experiences. I mean, I say that viewing experiences, if you will, because I was so excited for it. I thought it was going to be great, and going into it, and it was just a huge fucking letdown. I mean, it was, in my mind, it really was not. It was not good at all. So this completely takes that away. James Gunn. I really don't know that anyone else could have remedied that for this franchise or whatever it's going to be for this set of characters. And so I thought it was hella fun. It has that same like really kinetic energy that James Gunn brought to Guardians of the Galaxy, which were probably my top Marvel flicks. I mean, outside of like the Avengers or something. And so I loved it, man. I thought it was a great ride.
Yeah, and I'll give you one better, Chris. Guardians of the Galaxy is my number 2 Marvel movie that, as you said, it's outside of the Avengers movies. So I'm right there with you. If there is a director you call to trust the movie, like with this many characters, and to give each one like their own little standout moment, Gunn is the guy that you call, and he did an absolute fantastic job with this movie. And I got pissed off at one point in this movie thinking like, why couldn't this be the fucking movie that we were first presented in 2016? Because this is what the movie should have been. This is what Suicide Squad should have been, is this movie right here versus the piece of shit we got in 2016.
Yeah, well, we got it right now, buddy. We got it right now, and just right off the bat, man, I knew this thing was going to be good. As soon as I heard Johnny Cash come on in the opening credits there, I was like, this is going to be going up a lot of alleys that I like to go down. And I wasn't wrong, man. I really dug it. It opens up with Folsom Prison and Michael Rooker, man.
Yeah, Yondu was in it.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. You open up on Michael Rooker. Really, a couple of things that I it's not really a negative, but I just wish that we would have had more of him. Yeah, more of Michael Rooker. I think that he's such an underused actor, man. He just he's great every time. And I love that we get that beach scene. And one of my favorite things about it was like the movie is just like constantly kind of taking your expectations and throwing them in the trash. You know, like they land on the beach, you think this is your group of characters that you're going to root for or whatever, and then instant annihilation. You know, and it's just
especially the Weasel falling. It's like, wait, did someone even check to see if the Weasel could swim? Wait, what do you mean the Weasel was drowning?
He didn't even make it to the damn beach, man. He just straight freaking Brad Pitted it from Deadpool 2, where he jumps into the freaking the electrical wire.
Yeah, and then you know, basically Michael Rooker watches the entire thing on the beach and is just like, "Fuck this, I'm out," you know, and then turns around and runs away. We don't even really get to see what it is that he can do because he's just like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm out."
But he throws balls on things.
Yeah.
What was with that? Like fucking birds, man, in this movie. Like,
I gotta say
tortured.
Though, they got tortured. But I love the way they kind of built up Michael Rooker. Fried chicken. Yeah, they were. I like the way they built up Michael Rooker there at the beginning to kind of just be. He's almost built up like a main character, like a protagonist there at the beginning. The way he's set up, and then just immediate freaking coward death, dude. He just runs away from battle and they explode his head. Like he didn't even die in battle. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much true for all these characters. They get like one tiny moment, like, you know, the Weasel gets a laugh and then he's pretty much dead. Mongal, you know, jumps on the fucking
I would jump on this bird.
Yeah, the chopper, and she's pretty much dead. The one guy, you know, his arms come out. He gets like just enough time.
Yeah, TDK.
The
detachable kid. Wait, that's what he does?
What the fuck?
He gets just enough time to like slap everyone around and then just instantly dies. The javelin guy literally doesn't do anything. He just stands there and gets shot. So I love that. And also the way that the titles are presented throughout the movie, I thought was a really clever little bit that I really enjoyed.
And they had fun with it too. Like it just wasn't like they did use it just for title cards. They also used it for like meanwhile or 3 days earlier, or we went to what's the big city or the big tower thing called?
Jotunheim.
Yeah, Jotunheim. Yes, yeah. They showed like a cool thing they did with the pipes with the camera angle on that.
That was really cool.
It's like it's just you could just tell that everybody who made this movie was just going balls to the wall and were having such a great time.
Yeah, it really seemed like it was a lot of fun for everyone.
It started out with that Michael Rooker kill too, when his head exploded. It does the Warner Brothers Presents with his blood, and that was cool. And then the bird comes in and eats him at that point after he killed the bird with the ball.
Something else good. I had totally forgotten about the Pete Davidson, which I was like, hey, Pete Davidson's in this thing, you know, and he's like gets a couple of laughs, and then he's like, hey, it's me, and then he's the one that like that's when everything takes off. His face basically just fucking explodes. He's like, hey guys, it's me. Remember me? You know?
And then from there, it just it's wild. Dude, whenever that dude's arms comes off and it plays that music, it's like, oh yeah. And it comes up and he's just over there like, oh yeah, and he's slapping fools around, and Harley's like, what the fuck? Like that was amazing. That whole thing, it was gory, man. All that stuff was gory as hell, man. Too. You get that right off the bat with blood everywhere, like when that guy's face gets shot in. You just mentioned.
Then what else was there? When Javelin was getting shot, it had that moment with Harley. It's like, take this javelin, and this guy, what the fuck? Like, why'd you die without telling me?
There's also a scene where she like reaches over, and the way the score is played, it's almost like she's trying to give him like a soft embrace, and then she's like, and do what with it? What the fuck are you talking about?
That was good.
The score, major positive, like just for the placements of each song or each sound effect that they did, kind of like how Chris said when she's slapping the javelin guy. Like perfect, like great job with the score throughout the entire movie.
The music was excellent. Soundtrack and the soundtrack and the score both I feel like go hand in hand, and obviously, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think one of the reasons it was so great was the soundtrack choice. And same thing goes for this one. You know, it's really hard to beat. James Gunn really has a knack for placing songs, you know what I'm saying, and just in the right moments and the right songs at that.
Yeah, and I own both of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie soundtracks on vinyl too, and they just for that reason alone with that, just that kind of like 80s vibe music or 70s 80s vibes music, and then when this movie played that too, I'm like, oh yeah, like we're in for a good run.
It was good, but they did it in a good way. They didn't get carried away with it like they did in the first Suicide Squad movie. You know, like every 2 minutes was a new hit song or whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool. And the song, like the actual score itself, was fantastic. There were some great pieces of music in here, man, with the Rat Girl. The Rat Girl theme, and the other stuff playing throughout. It was fantastic.
Wait, Rat Girl or Mice Girl? Because sometimes Rat Girl was inside the building, so it became a mouse.
Well, but when I was outside, though, it was a rat.
Yeah, but also she called them from outside. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I guess it. Well, I mean,
well, if all those rats, if they became inside, just instantly become mice.
Instantly become mice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A rat becomes inside, becomes a mouse. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we should post that shit on Facebook.
I get it now. You know, I'm just a little confused about that, but yeah. And so when we finally get, and I love the transition between like we see all these people being annihilated, and then it cuts to our real heroes, right? That are like on the other side of the beach. And they're walking up, and we get introduced to them. And yeah, I thought that was great. And I want to say up front that I think that Idris Elba really stole the show. John Cena as well. I thought they both really, really did a nice job of tearing it up in there, if you will.
Yeah, Cena they both did. Stole the show. Yeah, like both of them did, but Cena really did the thing with me as Pete. I keep forgetting his name. Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, yeah.
Peacemaker. He makes the peace, man.
Yeah, hey, whatever it takes. No matter how many men, women, and children he has to kill to achieve that peace.
Yeah. That's still one of my favorite things. I honestly, I think I like. There's like a lull in the middle, and then there's that scene where he's like, "I've got eyes on the only living target in the office," and it's like the cleaning lady. That was one of my favorite bits.
I'm just saying, John Cena was the perfect casting choice. Just because, like, I'm saying, man, like recently, I've just become a fan of Cena in the movies, like the theaters, because he is always bring that charisma onto the screen, and this is just no different. Like he really stole the show for me.
Well, he's entertaining, man. He's much better as an actor, I think, than he was as a wrestler. Much more entertaining.
You're damn right. He doesn't have the 5 moves of doom on set.
He's whipping out more new moves out here when he was duking it out with Colonel Flag and stuff, which we'll get into. But
and the scene where they realize that Flag's been captured, and there's this scene where it's like Bloodsport is in the foreground, and he's like doing hand-to-hand combat, but in the background you can see Cena go like bed to bed, and there's like people who like have the sheets pulled over him, and he's just like stabbing them.
Hatchet, man, just freaking straight. Yeah, he's back there slashing throats, like 50 dices with a hatchet on this dude. Like it was good shit.
And then he shot that one person and goes, not fatal. Wait for it.
Yeah, and that whole shot was great. The whole tracking shot where they're both walking together and like they're doing their own thing. Cena hops up on the roof, but you're still kind of got Idris Elba out here, and it's like it's such a cool thing. And they're just competing, and they're not even sweating in this sequence. Like the way like Cena, he kills the dude and he jumps off the roof, and he's like just kind of picking his nose or whatever, like just completely like not even breaking a sweat. And it's such a good moment of them, them two like competing, because that's kind of how they are throughout the movie. With one another. Dick's hanging too.
Yeah, that's just
oh my gosh.
Every time he's throwing that out there, I thought that was great. But watching him in the background, it's like that was funny. And then we get to the
Wilson.
Yeah, she's like, wait a second, why was I not alerted? And they're like, I didn't see anybody out here, Then the fucking shark shows up, and he's like chewing on a
yeah. And freaking Polka Dot Man's like, I pictured them all as my mom and killed them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like, what's your power? You really do not shoot polka dots at people. Holy shit, you shoot polka dots at people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like it. Yeah, Bloodshot doing the flip off and Peacemaker going. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
It's
just fantastic. Like their dynamic throughout the entire movie together was just fantastic.
That sequence was great. And I'll tell you another action scene that was awesome was Harley's, man, after she gets captured.
Yes.
And she gets when she escapes, she does that straight up Stallone kind of like Rambo standing behind you with the machete kind of look when she's hanging out, and then she gets up and does the little leg, the triangle hold, chokes the dude out, and goes off on a rampage. John Wick style. It looked very much like John Wick style stuff when she's going through the jail cells and like kicking them and punching, like, crushing people's heads. And again, just freaking throats getting slit, people getting shot up, like just freaking nuts, man, blood everywhere. And then it kind of converts over to the flower, like the stuff from her movie that came out last year. The way she's kind of seeing it go transpire. Yeah. I thought that was a great sequence.
Yeah, which one did y'all like better, the Birds of Prey one or this one? Because I say this one was very damn strong.
Just the sequence there?
Yeah, just a sequence, because you know how you mentioned Birds of Prey sequence, because that's a great sequence too. Just which one was better in your opinion?
I'd go with this one just because it has that R rating and it has, it has the extra gore and stuff leading up to and then the conversion of gore to freaking confetti or whatever it was, the flowers.
Yeah, the flowers and stuff. Yeah, I like that too. Where like she's cutting throats and there's a bunch of flowers coming out and shit. Honestly, I didn't really care for Birds of Prey all that much. It was a little, it just wasn't really for me.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't that great. And I really like this, so obviously I go with this one. And I think the average audience may not pay that much attention to it, but there was a lot of choreography going in there. There was at the very end when she's stabbing fools, when she's going through there, the camera's kind of going back and forth, and that's all like a single take that they're doing right there. So a lot of that stuff was really choreographed and really well planned out and executed. So kudos to Margot Robbie for getting that shit out there. Yeah, dude, because she fucking killed it, literally.
Now I don't know for sure. I know for Birds of Prey they had a lot of the same stunt people come in to help from John Wick to help with that movie. For the particular the prison break sequence or whatever it was in that movie, I can't remember. I would imagine that maybe they came back for this because it looked very similar and it felt very similar. I didn't look it up, I don't know for sure, but that's just kind of a guess based on what I saw. But it looked very splendid.
Yeah, freaking just Margot Robbie just fucking dominated as Harley Quinn as always, and this movie was just no different. She was every time just Harley Quinn is on screen, she steals the scene, she steals the show. Especially like when the whole group was ready to go save her, she's just standing outside like, Harley, what, you made all that plan just for me? Well, I could go back inside so y'all can do it. And then Flag was like, it was a really good plan. Like,
yeah.
And I like the Dead Sport's like, cancel that. And he's like, starts walking back down the wall.
Yeah, and then the shark is like, bird. I was like, yeah, just stay off the walkie-talkies there.
Yeah. She gets into the taxi with you can still see all the freaking flowers and shit in the doorway, and she gets into the taxi like with you're outside. Yeah, and she sticks it in there, and you can see, like I said, in the door's still open inside, and all the flowers and shit are still floating around by the birds, whatever. And then she just gets in there and looks up, and Idris Elba's kind of creeping across the fucking street, like trying to be sneaky and shit. He's just got his helmet on. He doesn't have the full get up anymore.
And Cena or Rick Flag runs right beside him. Yeah, that's the part where he's like, I've got eyes on the only living person in the office. Yeah, and I will say that the only thing that I probably would have changed about it is that whole segment about her having to go, and she goes to like be proposed to, like marry the guy or whatever. That whole little segment with her right there, it's a very short little offshoot. I probably could have done without it, but I will say, at the very end of it, whenever having the whole speech and all of a sudden she just shoots him out of nowhere, and that's just another example of how the whole movie is just like constantly subverting your expectations. Like you don't really, and everything just kind of happens out of nowhere. There's no big build up to like, like slow motion this, that, or the other leading up to some miraculous rescue. Like everything just kind of happens, and the guy turns around and he's like
yeah, that's where she goes I just had a problem with that. I didn't mind the guys and the girls, but when you mention children, that's a whole nother ball game, man. That's a major red flag.
She said, since my luck with men is so bad, I taught myself to do the sensible thing if I catch some red flags and murder them.
Yeah.
And killing kids, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just awesome, man. And Chris, I actually agree with you. I could have easily done without any of that particular scene alone. Because that's a little bit of my negatives. I don't have a whole lot of negatives in this movie, but that is the little one where I could have actually done without that scene.
That's actually a scene that on first watch, I wasn't as into it. I could have done the same. On second watch, I actually enjoyed that scene more the second time around than the first. I don't know why, but yeah, it doesn't really add anything much to the story outside of obviously changing the leader there for the bad guy leader and whatnot. You could have easily cut that whole sequence out and it wouldn't have changed much in the story. Just kind of gave her something to do though, and instead of being there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And I mean, and that whole little bit about her and Flag there. But I mean, I guess she had to be rescued, or her story had to come to a point where she was going to meet them, at some point or another. But yeah, another one I want to kind of dive into, if you guys will indulge me a little bit, is the fucking Polka Dot Man. Honestly, this is I think that actor, and I will butcher his name, and I think it's like David Dasmalkian or something like that.
That is absolutely correct.
I think that's how you say his name. I'm not really sure, but a
lot better than I was going to do it.
I'm really glad to see him get like a bigger role, because he's been really great in a lot of smaller roles. You guys remember he was in The Dark Knight as like the crazy guy that the Batman takes, and he's been in some other stuff, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but he's always been a really great.
I think he was in Ant-Man too. He was he was the computer guy, a part of that.
Yes.
Team.
The Russian guy, and so I thought it was really cool to see him get like a big role. I was happy for him to get a bigger role, but that character, man, is fucking the mom bit. I don't know if you guys were paying attention. Like when he's out there, they all end up getting drunk, which is probably my favorite sequence of the whole movie. But he's out there dancing, and he's dancing with his mom. Different versions of his mom. It just fucking kills me, dude. And I was like, and I honestly didn't know. I was just like, so focused on him, and my wife was actually the one that was like, is that all his mom, like dancing around him? And I just fucking broke down, and I was like, it is.
Yeah, that was the second time we got the mom gag there. Gag. Yeah, the second time we got the mom bit there, and that was a good one.
Remember, Idris Elba was like, where is your mom? And he's like, she's everywhere. And then it cuts to them, and even the fucking shark is his mom.
He's back there like chasing a butterfly, trying to catch a butterfly with his bare hands. What else I liked about what that drunk when they're drinking sequence is freaking John Cena's outfit, man. He's got the damn polo on it that comes up to his belly button.
It's so short. It's way too short, dude. Hell yeah, I love it, man.
Oh yeah, we're at that scene too, like out in the forest when the shark. What's the shark's name? Somebody look that up real quick. But
Nanawe,
yeah, or something like that. And the shark was eating rat catcher. And then that's when Bloodshot was shooting it and all that. You see Cena wearing those freaking whitey tighties, dude. And then Bloodshot, what the hell you do wearing white tighties?
That's racist.
Yeah.
That's racist.
Yeah.
How is that?
I think he called his Bloodshot.
Oh yeah.
I hope that he had a tube sock popped in there, buddy, because
he was back at some heat.
Yeah, there was some heat in there, man. Hell, there was one corner of the tighties, were reserved for balls, and the other one, just a elephant trunk hanging across there. But yeah, that whole segment right there, I think served its purpose, where it was like, just how fucked up is this group of characters, right? So it's like, Bloodsport like wakes up and sees, the shark is about to eat the chick, and her rat is like, off somewhere. And then
Sebastian.
then the other guy is over there in the corner, like throwing up radioactive material. He's like, ugh. And then he glances over, and then there's John Cena with this giant cock and some whitey tighty. So, you can imagine, because I mean, Idris Elba's character is easily the most, relatable one, the most normal one.
Mhm.
And so I love that whole sequence there of just like, holy shit, I'm with this group of really fucked up people, and you just have to go with it. And I love that.
Oh, he wants to bring you a leaf to show that he doesn't mean any harm.
Yeah, him being afraid of rats.
What the
That
fuck
was
am I gonna do with the leaf?
Yeah, they go.
Yeah.
And they go like, wait a minute. No one checked Bloodshot if he was afraid of rats.
And they're like,
if I would know that.
He's like kicking at him. Get him away from me.
There's that one, where they were rescuing Flag, and then that chick, as aligned with Flag and all that, and she goes, "Is that rat waving at me?" In the background, you see the rat going.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it is. It looks
yeah,
like
and I thought of Dr. Loomis immediately when Flag said that. As a matter of fact,
it looks like it is. Yeah, that was great.
But yeah, the characters are absolutely fantastic. Story wise, like it was good for the most part. Just who they fought at the end was kind of fucking weird.
It was so out of left field, man. Like I was watching this. Like I said, I saw this twice that day. I watched the theater and saw it myself, and I watched it again with my wife one later because I thought she would like the movie, and we're watching it, and we're about at the point where they were drinking in the bar or whatever, and she's like, "So how does this thing go? Like, what's going to happen at the end?" And I said, "If I told you, you wouldn't believe me."
Not the way you expected to. Yeah, honestly, that's one of the big things for me as well. Where I was like, this is really, it's really surprising to me that this is how the direction they went. Which is my other negative, if I'm being honest. I kind of wish they would have done something a little bit more grounded. And I thought that they were going to go that way, I mean, that being said, I still had a lot of fun with it, but personally, I probably would have went a different direction, but I mean, I still enjoyed the hell out of it. What did you guys think? Would you all have changed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing for me too, that I was just like, dude, this can't be happening, man. This is a fucking starfish out here destroying a town with a big ass eyeball in it, shooting out other starfish, latching on to people. Could you imagine the actors in the sequence, like the extras, where like they're running around getting starfishes attached to the face? They're like, okay, now I want you to freaking act like you're about to get a starfish attached to your face. Just really sell this one, okay? You have to.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. It's funny for how serious, like, because it got pretty dark at the end, like with some of the stuff with when they went down in the lake, there's all the kids down there. He's like, oh, he had his way with me and all that. And like, it was pretty like classic James Gunn kind of like dark ass shit. And it's mixed with this damn fucking starfish, man. And, yeah, I mean, it was extra, but yeah, I think I would have went a little bit different with it. I will say it's miles better than the villain they threw out in the original Suicide Squad. They try to do things a little bit more grounded with that. At least this one, they had fun with it, and they just went all in on it, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I will say, do you guys? So we're bringing it full circle now. Starfish is a slang term for butthole. Do you think there's any connection?
No.
That was not. Yeah. No. Okay. And he actually writes it down. No. And then who is it that says we're all gonna die? I think it's Ratcatcher.
I thought it was freaking Bloodshot that said it.
Well, I don't know. Someone says we're all gonna die, and then you hear Polka Dot Man say, "I really hope so." And then he's the one who says, "Oh, for fuck's sake," like that was one of my favorite little bits of it. But yeah, what was your thought on the starfish, Bert?
Literally, we could make a whole segment on our brand new show of what the fuck that I just watched. Like, I had no idea. Like, it was colorful and it looked cool and all that, but like, yeah, like it could have done. Like, they could have picked a better villain or a better entity for them to fight.
What do you think about how the Ratman went, or the starfish went down, man?
That was cool. Like that, it made sense. Like, but I just could have gone another direction. But to me, that was just too much for me over the top. Like, I know this movie is over the top anyway, but that one just really did it. Like, kind of took me out a little bit.
This is a starfish with a fucking eyeball. And then at one point, but when I gotta say, when that thing converted into freaking Polka Dot Boy's mom, man, like that was gold.
Funny.
And it
Yeah,
started.
that was a bit. And that was, I kept telling my wife, we were watching this together, and I was like, Polka Dot Man is really going to be, and I think it was because like the first scene, he has that thing around his neck, and he's like, it's a power reducer or something like that or whatever. And I was like, this guy's super powerful. He's going to be the one to save the day at the end. And I felt like the rat chick there had been enough gimmicks throughout the movie about the rats, right? Excuse me.
It's a goddamn rat, man.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, there have been enough gimmicks, enough shticks throughout the movie about the rats that we're done with that. And then and I like the nice little bit at the end with and I was surprised that Taika Waititi came in and did a little cameo.
I was freaking out about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. But I thought that they had done enough with the rat thing. So I thought Polka Dot Man for sure is going to be the one. And you kind of have that moment where he's like, and he throws that out. And I love that James Gunn wrote that line where he's like, I'm a fucking superhero. Right before he's
superhero.
Yeah, smashed into oblivion. And, but then again, when I was like, okay, well, it bugged me a little bit because I felt like they could have done something a little bit more with that character, like if he would have saved the day, it would have been a little bit more rewarding and the payoff would have been better than the fucking rats. But at the same time, it's also, like I said, he's been subverting everyone's expectations through the entire thing. So it makes sense that he would just go splat, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I just thought that I didn't think the rats were going to be,
the one to save
final,
the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I agree. I think his biggest part in the story was being the one to point out that Milton had died there up at the top once they kind of made it up to the top of the building.
Who the fuck is Milton?
Yeah. Milton's still with us?
Yes, wait,
who's Milton?
Wait, who's Milton? Yeah, the guy that we just met. Wait, no, there's no Milton. I would have remembered a Milton. Oh, that Milton. Yeah.
That was
what Chris, you even pointed out too, Polka Dot Man going, well, fuck.
Yeah, and he the best bit about that was like they had that slow motion intro when they all walk in slow-mo toward Jotunheim, and like off in the very corner is Milton, and he's like eating a bagel or something as he walks up, and like I don't think anyone's even paying attention that he's there. So I kind of enjoyed that little joke about him being there, because even when he was walking up, I looked at my wife and I was like, why is the fucking driver with him?
Again, the Deadpool reference there, just because the taxi driver was with Deadpool. So
yeah, I can't remember what's his name.
I can't remember. I just call him the taxi driver guy.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. But that's what I loved about this movie as well. It's just you never know what the hell's going to happen because so many characters died in this movie. Like,
man.
Yeah, like it took me off guard. Like it's like, okay, well, shit. When Boomerang died at the beginning of the movie, that was the moment where like, okay, shit, nobody is safe in this movie. So I don't know who else is going to get it.
I'm glad he did too, man. Like I'm not a huge fan of Jack Courtney, so to get him out of the picture and get him kind of replaced was kind of nice for me. No offense to the guy, I didn't really like his character much in the first Suicide Squad. So.
There was I think it was TDK became my favorite of the movie because he was freaking drinking Pib Extra, man, and I got so damn excited.
I wanted to text you and tell you when I was watching at the very beginning, I was like, man, I think you're really gonna like the opening of this.
TDK.
Well, just because there was like an up close shot of someone chugging a Pib.
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a thing.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie though. When I first saw the Blender Man, not the Blender Man, the Slingshot, no, Jai Courtney, damn Boomerang Man.
Captain Boomerang, see the Blender Man.
When I saw him die the first time, like for a split second, I was like, "Wait, was that a quick cameo by Shia LaBeouf in here?" And then I saw the Boomerang. Yeah, I was like, that would have been freaking gold if it was, man. I was like, that would have been, yeah, that would have really put me over the edge in the moment. But yeah, man, I agree with that for sure. I don't know what I just agreed to, but
just no character was safe because Flag,
oh yeah,
because again, spoiler, we already know that, but freaking Flag gets freaking God, Peacemaker gets God, freaking Polka Dot Man gets smashed. Like, which I agree with Chris on that. I feel like they could have utilized Polka Dot Man a lot better at the end. Even though I'm kind of glad Ratcatcher had her moment too. That I thought that was great, but just you're really just on the tip of your toes throughout the whole movie because you don't know which of your favorite characters was going to get it.
Yeah, and the Flag one was, I know. Yeah, you go ahead and talk about that, Chris, my friend. You go next.
Yeah, that's
no, I'm sorry, man. All I was just going to say is we were on the subject of characters. I will say, a big piece of what I thought the first one was missing is like, when everyone dies there at the end or they have their, little showdown, you don't care for any of the characters at all whatsoever. And so I was glad that we had a couple of moments of levity in this one. I mean, obviously the whole thing is kind of lighthearted to some extent, it's kind of humorous. But there's a couple moments in there, good character moments where we got to hang out, like in the drinking scene. And there's a scene on the bus between Ratcatcher and Bloodsport where, where he kind of makes a connection between his daughter and her. And so that was such a big part of what was missing in the first one was just like that, humanizing the characters and finding a level of relatability with them. And I was really glad that we got that in this one. That was just going to throw that in there. I thought that was really a nice little touch. So at least at the end, when people do die, when Polka Dot Man fucking eats it at the end, I was like, damn, I wish he would have saved the day, so I thought that was a cool bit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think that's what, I think that sequence in the bus was excellent. And another dark moment, another freaking James Gunn special served up here on a silver platter. But I thought Daniela Melchior, I don't know if that's how you say her last name, Ratcatcher 2. I thought she was very solid in that.
Mm-hmm.
And she really did a good job of kind of creating these bonds, not only with Idris Elba, this character, but also with Shark Boy as well.
Yeah, we're just going to call him Shark Boy.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive it's a Nawe.
You're right.
Nawe. It's just Shark Boy's easier to say.
But she had some nice moments with him as well, and they shook hands, became friends and whatnot. Like, you wouldn't eat your friends, would you? No. And
that Peacemaker going or Bloodshot going like, he would. Yeah, I would not do that.
Yeah, he's lying. I thought that was great. I think those sequences were fantastic. Just kind of harping on what you were just talking about, Chris. I thought that was good. Just kind of building those relationships up.
Yeah, and then the ending, just like Brad said, like it made sense why like the rat would save the day and all that, but I feel like Polka Dot could play that a lot better than the Ratcatcher can. So that's another negative I have towards that.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
Exactly, man. It's a fucking rat.
Hell yeah, man. William Forsythe, you tell him, brother.
That's what the Starfish was thinking whenever they were climbing up all over its leg and stuff.
There was another scene, something that the King Shark says in there, and I can't. Oh no, it was Idris Elba. I was remember whenever you guys were talking about that thing a second ago, and I was trying to remember exactly what it was that he said. It's whenever Polka Dot Man he's like terrified there at the end, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? Can you not see who that is? That's your mother." And that's when he glances up, and I forgive my English accent. It's horrible, I know, but. When he glances up and it turns into his mom, he's just out there fucking cleaning house, man, just taking out floor by floor, clearing out the skyscrapers, and that's your mother.
And the casting there for the mom too was fantastic. You know, I mean
Yes.
that straight up looked like a Karen kind of situation going on there, and I thought that was really good.
Probably her name was Karen.
Yeah, I could have been.
Also, there's a and I know this is a little bit new, but did you guys spot the Guardians of the Galaxy cameo in there?
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Well, damn, what was it?
They walk into
Yondu?
the strip bar or whatever it was, and Mantis is the main stripper. It's not. It's like a dance club or whatever. They weren't naked, but
damn.
yeah,
I
look
saw
it
it.
up.
I mean, yeah, obviously Mary Poppins. I mean, Yondu was in there at the beginning.
Mary
so,
Poppins, y'all.
Is he cool? Oh, he's super cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I love Michael Rooker, man.
Yeah, I did too.
Man, do we have? I know we've been mostly talking positives, and I know we've already talked about some of the negatives. Do y'all have like anything else that y'all want to mention?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, I mean, I just like the way it all kind of came together. Post-credit scene, I thought was pretty big. Obviously, they killed off Colonel Flag. We haven't really talked about too much. Was kind of sad. I liked him in this movie actually quite a bit. Just I liked his interaction with everybody because he's kind of the normal guy of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have. I mean, he's just a military dude stuck in here with all these guys that are even better than he is. So he's kind of gives you that normal feel. Another relatable character, kind of like Idris and. He was good. I liked it. They killed him off. It was a surprise. I was sad to see him go, but it was a freaking good sequence. Overall, I thought that whole action sequence there was pretty good with him fighting with Cena. Though I never really would have bought him holding his ground as long as he did. But
right.
But he did. He kicked some ass.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up the post-credit scene because I was just kidding. Peacemaker ain't dead, ladies and gentlemen. He is surely alive.
And I'm glad he is, man, because he was such a good. Like I was actually really sad when he died. As badass as the sequence was, when they shoot at each other, and obviously the bullet goes through the other bullet, kind of like this right here, and it just penetrates through there.
You care to keep doing that for maybe 4 to 5 minutes?
It penetrates through there and explodes, and it harpens back to the little comments they had earlier, where he's like, I'm even more sinner. I go through your holes without even touching the sides or whatever. I use smaller bullets, and it kind of goes back to that, which was that was a great moment to see kind of their competition come to an end there. But when he came back at the end, I was glad to see that.
Oh yeah, me too. And then of course, you know who I was even more excited for that came back for the very last credit scene?
The Weasel. Dude, the theater got so excited.
Oh, it was so random as fuck. Weasel coming back and just running through the forest. I was like, oh yeah, I left that at the beginning too. It's like, wait a minute, it's a werewolf. Oh my gosh, it's a werewolf. No, it's not a werewolf. It's a weasel.
Yeah.
And I think he agreed to help us. Though he killed like 20 kids or something like that. But
he's like, is this a dog y'all got sitting next to me or whatever? And his eyes are like this big.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
No,
he's not a damn rat, man. But
I want to offer a different opinion. I really like Flag, and something about the end of this I think served its purpose with me, and I really came to hate John Cena. I really liked Flag's character. I love Joel Kinnaman, and I was like, God damn it, So when Elba shows up to shoot him because he was about to kill Ratcatcher, I was really glad to see him shot in the fucking throat, and I was like, thank God that he died. And maybe that was just something in a moment where I was like, oh, I hate to see Flag die or whatever, but
me too.
Whenever they brought him back at the end, I was like, I guess that douchebag character will be fun to watch. He's getting his own TV series, as far as I understand. So I think that he'll be fun to watch in the series. And I really enjoyed John Cena's performance. And I really liked the character all the way up until he killed Rick Flag. So
I did too. This is the chance that, any wrestling fan in the house, you can finally see that John Cena heel turn we've all been waiting for. Maybe he'll be a freaking bad guy. I don't know how it's going to impact his character here, but I think obviously I think it could be a fun time. I'm excited to see what they do with him because he was such a good role. He was such a good character in this movie.
Yeah, he was very awesome. Even though it was good when he died for that short second because you couldn't see him.
He had the tulip bowl in his head too.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not
a beacon of freedom.
And then the shark boy, he was like, Peacemaker. I was like, no, that looks nothing like me. Put it on the wall.
Yeah, that bit was good. Honestly, though, we forgot to even mention, but whenever he finds his friends and he's like, oh, friends, and he's running around back and forth.
Stupid friends. Or
yeah, I don't know if we maybe we did talk about that. I don't know. I've been drinking.
It's just for a split second, but
yeah, but that bit was fun.
I like that sequence. One more action sequence. Were you done talking there? I'm sorry, pal.
Yeah, man, go ahead. No worries.
I didn't know if you had something else. I just wanted to wait. It just came to my head. Another action sequence I liked was the one in the rain, where it's like, oh, it's good for cover, and then Harley's like, oh, it's like the angels are splooching all over us, and then like they go out there, and that was a good sequence, a good fight sequence, and there was a lot of good moments there in that as well.
Especially when the shark tears the guy apart in slow motion. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
And the shotgun freaking busting two dudes through their gut at once. That was pretty good. Creating a big asshole.
Num nums.
Num nums.
I love that. No, you can't eat him. Yeah.
Num. No, not him. No, but overall, guys, like just to me in this movie, it's just so much damn fun. A lot funner than I thought it was going to be. It was way over the top, even though it established the entire time, hey, this is going to be an over the top movie, and I just had a damn good time with it.
I did too, man. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I have really much else to say about the movie, but I do want to recognize that, as much as I dogged the first one because it was a shit movie, a lot of stuff has come out. I think, I need to recognize that I think the movie we got, the 2016 version or whatever, was really not what David Ayer, the director, had anticipated to put out.
Right.
So a lot has come out about it absolutely being bastardized by the studio, and he's posted a lot of stuff congratulating James Gunn and everything like that, and basically has come out and said, what everyone got to see really wasn't what I put my heart and soul into. And, maybe the same that, Zack Snyder got his cut of Justice League out. Maybe one day there'll be like an Ayer cut of the, of the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And so I hope that we get that one day. And, I think that he's probably right. I think that he poured a lot into that, and we just didn't really get to see what he was trying to make. We got a bastardized studio version. So, just wanted to recognize that. Maybe, hopefully one day we'll get to see that.
Dude, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because we definitely need that cut. And just this is again another prime example of Warner Brothers. Let the freaking directors you hire do their vision, because it works. Like, as it worked with Snyder, it worked with Gunn in this film. So just trust the people you hire, man. Like Warner Brothers is frustrating the hell out of me. I'm glad they didn't touch this movie.
Well, I think they're on a pretty good streak right now, Bert, man. But back in 2016,
I know they are now, but like
back in 2016 and 2017, they were fucking around with a lot of shit, and it's really coming out these days, and hopefully they continue the trend they're on right now. So, but yeah, I mean that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I know one of my biggest peeves about the other one was that all of like the pop songs that were really popular around that time, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I really appreciated that David Ayer came out and said, he's basically like, for the record, there wasn't a single song outside of the original score that was supposed to be in my movie. And I think that would have made such a huge difference. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah,
because like freaking Dave McRae always says is that music and sound are like 60% of your movie right there.
Oh yeah,
and it shows.
Absolutely.
So, Chris, did you add anything else? I think Brad said he was done, and I know I'm done.
I don't think so, man. Just want to say, I think it was hella fun. A huge improvement over the other one. A lot of forgotten characters that brought to the forefront, really stole the show, man. James Gunn's found another way to make you love characters that you've never really heard of before. So yeah, I thought it was great.
Absolutely.
Perfectly well said. So I say without further ado, let's get into that rating system. Chris, what would you rate this movie?
You know what, man? I really enjoyed it. One of my tops of the year. I put it at I think I put it at a 4.5.
Oh, okay. Brad, what do you got, buddy?
I got a 4.5 as well. It's right now it's at the top. Right at the moment, it's at the top of my list this year. I mean, that could change, but at the moment, it's up at the very top. A lot of fun.
Well,
Only movie I've seen twice this year.
Man, I'm gonna screw this up, and you're all gonna be pissed off at me. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. I'm just kidding, motherfucker. This movie was great. So we got a Yippee Ki Yay.
Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.
Woo!
Yeah, so I'm excited that we finally got Yippee Ki Yay up on this channel, and this movie truly does deserve it, and I could not be any more pleased. Along with Brad, right now this is my number one movie of the 2021.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
Hell yeah!
Couldn't say it better myself.
Hell yeah!
It's those damn rats, man. So, guys, that is it for Suicide Squad. Our spoiler review on it. If we just hope you had a great time with it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and close on out here. So I'm gonna say again, what did you all think about Suicide Squad 2021? Did you all had a great time with this movie, or is it just too over the top for you? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
And if you want us to find a good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Snapchat, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and TikTok. Those links are in the description for you to find down below.
Absolutely, and be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe, and of course ring that bell, ding ding ding, so you know when the next review is up and ready.
Please do, because we're just a few subscribers away from Bertman dressing up like Spider-Man, so be sure to do that if you can, because I gotta see this.
Yeah.
All right, we will see you guys soon.
Till next time.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.